they wanted me to bid for them, like, when you're buying stuff, when you barter.
In the gold market?
In the gold market, yeah. So they all bought bits and pieces and chains and whatever. And that came to the point where I was going to buy a chain, and because I had a Ford Ducky at that time, and I wanted a frame for it. And I was doing business with him for these kids, right, and then it came to my turn. So anyway, I eventually bought something from him, and I said, could you get a taxi for us? I said, that was me and Joan, that had the record shop in
Kentish Town?
No, in the road. We're not far from where Nellie Pledge lived. That road that goes up to Archway. Not Fortis Road. I'm talking about the
Archway Road.
What?
The Archway Road.
Well, it's not the Archway Road. It goes from the bottom right the way up. I just can't think of the names of the roads. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They had a record shop there. They had a few bob. Anyway, I said, could he get a taxi for us because we wanted to get back to the ship? So he said, no. He said, if you two girls get in a taxi, you'll never see your family again. They'll capture you. So he said, I'll take you. He said, I'm just closing for lunch. He said, I'll take you back to your boat. So he came out, a white open top Mercedes, bit of a flash car, took us back to the ship, and we thanked him and all that, and I've done the business. So, I bought my locket thing, and we just had lunch on the boat, and I got a phone call, and I thought, oh my God, something's gone wrong at home. Anyway, it was Louis. He said, I wondered what you were doing this afternoon. So I said, well, we thought we'd go to the beach. He said, no. He said, no one goes to the beach in Beirut in the afternoon. It's too hot. He said, we go up the mountain. He said, I'll pick you up and take you to tea up at the top of there's two mountains there. One is a Jewish one and the other's a Christian, and he was a Christian. So I said, hang on a minute. So I said, I whispered it to Joan, and Ron, they were there, both of them. So I said, well, is it okay if my friends come with me? So he said, yes, of course. So Joan and Ron tagged on, and up we went up to this really lovely ride up the mountain, and had tea, proper tea, sandwiches and cream and whatever. And he said, how would you like to go to the casino tonight? And I'd heard about the Beirut casino. Evidently it was magnificent. It was magnificent when we got there. So I said, well, providing John and Ron can come. So he said, yes, of course, So he's come and picked us up, and took us to this really. Well, before we went up there, he said, shall we go and have a drink in, there was one of these little gardens that they have outside, but like a walled garden, and it's very beautiful in there. It had lily trees. I'd never seen a lily tree before. The lilies hanging. Have you ever seen a tree with arum lilies hanging down? Beautiful, looked like handkerchiefs hanging down on it. Anyway, they were all smoking wacky backy, and of course the gendarmes come in. So it was with everyone, putting them under their feet. Not me, because I never touched drugs of any description. And I was just laughing. And anyway, I thought, I'm not going to get involved with this lot here. I picked up my handbag off the table, and I said, well, we better be making a move. We've got the table booked. And when they heard me speaking English, they ignored us. They were only interested in looking for someone. And we went back in the car, went up into the casino. So we're playing on the table, and I'd been to a casino before, I knew what the drill was. But he said to me, Lillian, he said, would you mind cashing in my chips for me? But I'd noticed he was at the fiddle with the, he was getting money back without backing the thing. So I said, no, just whispered it. No, you have to do that yourself. Anyway, he just laughed. He realised that I'd tumbled what was going on. So that was that. And then afterward, I think he could realise that his idea of getting me to cash the things, it was
Cash the chips.
It hadn't worked. So he said, well, we'll go back to my flat and we'll have drinks there. We've got plenty of stuff indoors. And it was sumptuous. It was a flat overlooking the bay. And but what he didn't say was his wife was Italian and a Catholic, and she'd taken the children to see their grandparents in Italy, so that left him with his flat empty. But this is the first time I'd seen this opulence of gold taps on the thing, and in the bathroom, and and the larder, you walked into the larder, it had everything in it, a refrigerated larder, and there was a lovely big jar of Wally's. I would have loved to have opened that one, but I didn't, obviously.
Oh, I have to confess, I did that last night. There's a jar of Wally's on top of your fridge.
Yes.
There was a jar of Wally's on top of your fridge.
I asked him to get me some gherkins and suppy balls. Got me that great big jar of them. Not that it mattered. Anyway, we've how far have we got? Oh yeah.
The jar of gherkins.
Well, we're having a
Wally's.
No, I'm just saying what the larder was like.
Amazing.
And
had everything.
The window in the kitchen looked over the bay. It was something really different.
Yeah.
Anyway, he had been trying to get me on his own all day. And I said to Joan and Ron, do not leave me on my own, whatever you do. Anyway, when we got back to the house, he said, he was doing the drinks, he said, could you get us a jug of ice from the kitchen? So I said, yeah, of course, because by then I'd located where things were. So I am in the kitchen getting the ice cubes to go in the drinks, and behind me, see, I can see his reflection. He's coming in the kitchen door, undressed, stark naked.
No!
With the horn up to his eyebrows.
No!
So I've got the jug of ice, and I've gone, like I can see him coming in the door, and I've gone, and he screamed, and I knew Joan and Ron had stopped running, but everyone was helpless with laughter. Anyway, he got himself dressed, and I said, I can hear the horn of the ship. We've got to go. So we've got back to the ship. No, we got back to the dock, and they wouldn't allow him to take his car into the quayside. So I said, but that's our boat. That's hooting. I said, we're the last people to get on. So the policeman said, don't worry, get in our jeep. We got in the police jeep, and they took us back to the boat. So, because we spun these kids a yard that we'd been arrested and been in prison, and someone had come and bailed us out. We told them.
Why did you do that?
Well,
why didn't you tell them the truth?
It was just a laugh. Yeah. Imagine what you do.
The truth was even funnier though.
You're dressed up to the nines and you get out of a police jeep we were really lucky to, for them to allow us to leave the country. He's only taken us from the dock gate. Anyway, about being a jeweller, he used to go to Hatton Garden quite a lot. There's Louis.
Yeah.
So we had the tally-ho then. So one afternoon, I'm down in the bar, I think it was a Saturday, and who comes in the bar was Louis. So I told David what happened.
You told him what happened in Beirut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was saying to you. When you get to that point in your association, it's we'd been together quite a long time then, and he knew me, and he knew that I was safe to be sent out because I wasn't all that interested. Anyway, that's beside the point. I phoned David. I said, "You'll never believe who's come in the bar to see me. There's Louis from Beirut." Well, David, who was in Mill Hill,
Yeah.
got there in just about 10 or 15 minutes.
Did he have a police escort as well?
Yeah, so you're Louis, he said, "I've heard all about you." So he said, "Really?" He wouldn't dream that I would have told him all that happened. But,
Yeah.
But that was the end of the story. But I mean, that was what really happened. It was so funny.
Oh, wow. What did Joan and her husband do when they saw him standing there?
Just laughed. Hilariously. But when they saw that I'd chucked the
Water over him?
well, the ice cubes.
Yeah.
Well, it had ice cubes in it. He was assailed.
So
But he
funny.
took it all in good part,
Yeah.
He knew it wasn't on. And he kept saying to me while we were out, he said, "I've got a really lovely 24-carat bracelet. You can have it if you just come to bed with me."
Oh, what did you say? Keep your carrots. I'll have me peas
Yeah.
and onions instead.
That'd be a turnip for the book.
Oh. Oh, that's so funny.
It couldn't happen, could it?
Yeah.
But it was one thing after the other.
Oh, it's like all these true stories, Mum. Like you just don't you just don't imagine that things like that would happen. You just don't imagine it.
You've got to have a little bit of wit to turn it into something funny rather than be. I mean, when the gendarmes came in that garden and everybody was smoking pot, we could quite easily have got a collar fill and taken. But I just stood up, like you would, because I had a white evening dress on and bit of gold jewellery and you know me when I got myself ready.
Yeah.
I had some high heel gold sandals.
Oh, very
and
nice.
I just said to them, "Good evening." Good evening.
Oh dear.
No fear, like.
Yeah.
There was no. Oh dear. Like that.
Yeah. Yeah, they react to that more, don't they? Oh. I look forward to the next story.